to talk about a topic that everyone in the room at every level can benefit from, key staff from scratch. I give you Dane Espegard.
Started from the bottom, now we're here. Started from the bottom, now my whole team here. Started from the bottom, now we're here. Started from the bottom, now my whole team.
Can everybody stand up? We're going to start and finish with this. Everybody can stand up. Go ahead and stand up. What I like to do before, this is my speaker prep. I didn't get the opportunity to do it back there, so I'm going to do it up here with all of you. I like to throw a couple kung fu kicks out. So if you can, maybe give yourself some room. I'd like full participation, 100%. So this is typically how it goes. Go ahead. Greg Strine, please participate.
Everybody was kung fu fighting.
Thank you. Give a couple karate chops. We can do this as long as you'd like. I've prepared no material.
In fact, it was a little bit frightening.
These sheets are actually blank.
But they fought with expert timing.
All right, go ahead and grab a seat.
There were funky Chinamen from funky Chinatown.
I literally have nothing for you. This event has been awesome. I love SLC. I believe you get out of SLC equivalent to how you show up. So I've been at SLC in different places, just like every other speaker that you've heard, and I came to this LC in a great place, and I'm getting an absolute ton from it. Somebody asked me, the first day, how'd it go? What'd you think? I said I thought the lineup has been phenomenal. I think the speakers have delivered. I love hearing from our presidents because they're different, but you can also tell that they're on the same path. And I like to see that. I love seeing and hearing from the executives of our business and knowing kind of where our business is headed. I don't think anybody has said this yet, and I mentioned this to our region yesterday, but I think it's worth mentioning. You came here, you're getting the goods, you're getting inspired, you're working on yourself, and you're going to go home, you're going to go to your office, and you're going to be ready to run through a wall. Your office, however, was not here. So you're about to return to the exact same situation that you left. And I think that this is important enough that I really want to get you to hear this. You're going to go home to the exact same situation, probably in some cases a little bit worse than how you left it. And this isn't me being, negative Nancy up here. This is the real truth of what's going to happen is you're going to leave, you're going to be motivated. If you allow that situation to affect you, right, you're back in the same situation, moving the same speed. So you have to be different when you go back. You have to make different decisions. And there's so much knowledge that you get at these events, but it doesn't make a difference unless you make a decision to be different yourself as you go back. And so if there's anything that you get from the message, although that's not key staff, I think that that's the one thing I'd want you to get. This isn't going to be a message that's going to shock you, like some of the messages that you've heard. This probably isn't going to be an inspirational message, like so many that you've heard at this event. This is, hey, I've got a topic, I've got a certain amount of time, 24 minutes and 30 seconds, to teach a little bit on the Key Staff program in hopes that you can take it and impact it on your business. So let me start by explaining why I think this matters. Why Key Staff matters. You ever been short on advertisers? To the point where you yourself haven't gone and advertised because you didn't have the people. And it's really easy when it's just you to not show up. You ever been short on campus help? You're standing at a table looking like Joe Schleprock, right? Hoping somebody's going to come over to you. Not getting people to come up because nobody's watching. You ever been short on PR callers? You ever been short on sales? You ever been short on managers? The answer to all of that is key staff. Right? And I think this is something that when you think about key staff, it's really easy to say, oh, it's one of those things. But it also can be the thing in your office that if you leave, can make the biggest difference in all of these areas. I also think, too, there's so much great content on an event like this that it's really whatever message you choose to dial in on. Right? So there are messages that maybe you're checking your phone or you're having a text conversation or whatever, and you miss some great stuff. That could have been the message that somebody else applies when they go home, right? That made all the difference. And so for the couple of you that actually take the information from this specific one, this is what you're looking at. You're looking at more advertisers, more campus help, more PR callers, more sales, more consistent, that baseline of sales, and more managers. Look at that effect. See that? I normally use PowerPoint, and there's some cool things on Keynote. Expect a few more. All right, let me talk to you about my first summer. My first summer as a new DM. I had no division program. We didn't have a division manager. So I opened up in Wisconsin in 2006. There was one other district. I came out of Kevin Hanna's pilot office. And there wasn't divisional programs because there wasn't a division. And so my key staff program, I didn't have an agenda. I didn't have like, hey, here's what you run. I didn't have a DVM to give me the slides, to walk me through what to do. I didn't have the accountability of a DVM to say, hey, are you running a key staff program? So my key staff program was me running an event that seemed like the stuff we should cover in a key staff meeting the weeks that I had it. And what I mean by that is, in the summertime, one of the difficulties, I believe, is having a consistent meeting because of all the events, right? So you have the divisional events, the kickoffs, the conferences, everything else. So what happens, it's really easy to miss those meetings. I don't know how many meetings I ran that summer. It might have been 6, it might have been 8. I do know that we picked up steam July on. The beginning of the summer, I was just kind of figuring things out. I do know at the end of the summer, though, one of my most vivid memories from my first summer was my last key staff meeting, and it was so exciting. And I shared at the team meeting, I said, hey guys, we're going to have a open door key staff meeting. Everybody's invited, and we're going to talk about all the positions that we're going to be filling in the future. So if you want any future opportunity, you should come to key staff. And I had over 25 people there. I still remember my interview room and people sitting in the hall because they couldn't fit in the interview room to watch this meeting, and I was so fired up to run this. And I remember putting the district, here's our office, here are the other offices. You guys have seen that before. That was my first ever key staff meeting. Or excuse me, that was my last of my first summer. So what was the biggest takeaway from my first summer? Run the meetings. I didn't have the agenda. I wasn't polished. I didn't know what I was delivering, but I had meetings. I didn't even have them every week, but I ran the meetings at least probably 8 throughout that first summer, and it made a difference. The next summer, this is what happened. I had a DM that I put out. I put out 3 branch managers. I had a sales manager and a staff of 4 additional AMs in my office. Why? Because I had a key staff program. I think it's also worth mentioning I didn't just have a key staff program for the summertime. I had a key staff program throughout the year. So let me fast forward you to this year. This year, our key staff did $463,000 in business. So this is our key staff. I went through and added this up. This is after I promoted them to key staff. So in other words, this wasn't, I had $10,000 fast starters this summer. We had 7. None of that is in here, right? This was after they got promoted to key staff. We did $463,000. So this right here, this beat 5 of my summers. Right, I want you to hear that. My key staff this summer, after they were promoted to key staff, sold more than 5 of my summers running an office. So why I'm saying this, because I'm trying to give you the full evolution of like what the program can get to. Last year I talked on push periods, right? And if you applied the stuff from that message, hopefully you saw an increase in your push period business. I did. In other words, I took the stuff I talked about, applied it again this year. We had our best push ever for SC2. We'll do it again next year. We'll grow again. So all these programs that you hear, the purpose of them are, hey, apply it and just get a little bits of growth. Little bits of growth every single year. I thought this stat was pretty cool. 23 of the 36 people I promoted to key staff this summer sold over 10 grand for the summer. So I'm going to talk about who you promote, when you promote them. And I definitely have a pretty, I think a pretty liberal promotion schedule for my key staff, and we still had 23 people sell over 10,000 for the summer. All right, so let's get into what's the purpose of Key Staff. I think when you ask the big question, like, why do we have it? You can kind of take stuff from this. In other words, it's to develop your sales leaders. It's to develop your AMs. It's to develop your branch managers, your district managers, your FSMs, and your CSPs. It's to develop your business. So, the nature of our business is we have a business of turnover. It shouldn't be a shocker to anyone, right? We have turnover pretty regularly in our business. Key Staff works against that. Key Staff is that extra I had a whole slide on this, and then I took it out. I was like, just whenever you want it to be. I've run it at so many different times. Right now I run it at Mondays at 5 p.m. Just because I typically do it when it's good for my schedule. You can do it when it's good for your people's schedule, but you got to understand your people are going to turn over. So do it for